after its cutting. Till now we have discussed about physical changes only. But now let's talk about chemical changes. What is meant by chemical change? The change in which new substances are formed due to change in their composition are called chemical changes. Such changes are irreversible changes. This means that new substance cannot be returned back to its original case. It means once the object is changed, then it cannot be regained in its original form. In this change, shape and the structure of the substance changes and giving a new substance with new properties. Let's read the examples. Cooking a chapati out of dough, curdling of milk, burning of paper, boiling an egg, burning a candle wick, etc. are irreversible changes. Let's see. Now let's start with burning of candle wick. Very simple. We all know how to burn the candle. When a candle burns, it gives us heat and light. We know that burning being a chemical change, there is a candle. Here in the candle, wax vapors burns due to heat of flame and helps the wick. What is wick? The internal this thread which burns and give off light and heat. This wick burns for the longer time just because of this flame helps the wax vapors to burn for a longer time, which ultimately helps the wick to burn for long time. Next is milk changes into curd. You might have seen your mother many times preparing milk for curd. So after the bacterial action in milk, it changes into a new product called curd. So setting of curd from the milk is a chemical reaction because we are not going to get back the milk in its original form after setting it into a curd. Now this is another chemical change, that is burning of paper. It leads to a chemical change because when we burn the paper, like here, we are left with some new products, that is ash. And we cannot get this paper back in its original form. This reaction cannot be reversed. And after burning the paper, we are left with some smoke, gases and ash. Ash is a new product that is left behind, that is totally different from the paper in its appearance and properties. Thus, new substance with different new properties with different molecules are formed and paper cannot be regained again. Now here ingredients are mixed up to make the cake. The cake batter needs heat. This is the material, these are the ingredients, and we are going to make the cake from these ingredients. But all the ingredients will mix together, they change into a batter of cake. But if we keep the batter on a table for longer time, it will remain batter only. But until and unless we provide heat to this batter, only then it will change into cake. But after it is kept in oven for baking, it releases some gases like carbon dioxide as it makes holes, and which can be seen in the cake after cutting it. So it is totally irreversible as we cannot get back these ingredients again. You can see these stages in your life cycle, from infant to child to teenager, and then to adulthood. So it's another chemical change that is found in living beings. Growth occurs due to cells. We all know that we have cells in our body, that is the structural unit, functional unit of our body. And food taken in after digestion changes into totally different substance from food due to chemical reactions takes place in our body, and then growth of the body takes place, and we cannot go back in our childhood stage from adult to childhood stage. So it is another chemical as well as irreversible change. Next is, when an iron nail is kept in humid air for some times, a brown substance deposits on it. It slowly eats up or corrodes the iron. This brown substance is called rust. Thus, rusting of iron nail is another example of irreversible change. Like here, when iron comes in contact with oxygen and water, a layer of iron covers with a brown rusty substance that is called iron oxide. Now this layer is covered with a layer of iron oxide. It is reddish brown in color, and slowly it eats up or damages the iron, and we cannot get back this iron back. We cannot get this iron in its original form. So this is another chemical change. Mostly all the chemical changes are irreversible.